Hey guys, this is your girl Jennifer Lynn, the Crown Jewel, and I am back with another YouTube video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So today's topic is I want to date other people while I wait on my God ordained spouse. I want to date other people while I wait on my God ordained spouse. So, this is a comment from one of our subscribers, and they wanted some information and feedback on this. So, I decided to do a video. So, I am going to read their comment. And it reads, I want to date other people while I wait, and my God ordained spouse got fat since we broke up. Doesn't look the same as when I met him. So I'm going to give you guys my feedback on this. And so for those of you guys, you have been standing and you have been waiting on your God ordained spouse. And you are saying that you are tired of waiting. You are ready to get out and date other people. Number one, God knows our heart. He knows if we're in this thing 100%. So if you are thinking about dating someone else, you have to ask yourself, are you all in for this stance, for this journey 100%? Because if God has told you who your God ordained spouse is, should you be focused on dating somebody else if you already know who that person is? And that is just an honest question. Should you be focused on dating other people if God has told you who your God ordained spouse is? So that is something that I want you to ask yourself. Number two, if you want to date other people until your God ordained spouse returns or until God releases your God ordained spouse, I want you to ask yourself, what is the reason that you want to date other people? God has already told you who you are going to spend your life with. What is the reason that you want to go out and date other people? Because to be honest with you, the purpose for dating is supposed to be marriage. When people go on a date, they are supposed to be going on a date to get to know each other, to see if this is a person that God is calling me to spend the rest of my life with. But if God has already told you who your spouse is, then what would be the point for dating? And I'm just going to give you guys my honest opinion behind all this. I'm giving you my honest opinion behind what I believe. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what is right or wrong. You know what God has told you. If you know who your spouse is, you know the purpose for dating is marriage. Again, why do we need to go out and date people? Because when I hear this, it sounds like it's and I don't want to make this sound the wrong way, but if it's the purpose for dating is marriage, this sounds like this is coming from almost a selfish standpoint where it's about me, me, me. And the reason that I say that is because, okay, let's just say you go on a date. You go on several dates. You meet somebody that you really hit it off with. You really hit it off. You guys have a lot in common. Time goes on. You guys continue to date. God has now told you your God ordained spouse is going to be coming back next week. Prepare quickly because your God ordained spouse is coming back next week, and this is how they're coming. This is how they're coming. God is giving you full detail that your God ordained spouse is coming. What are you going to do with the other person? What are you going to do with the other man or woman that you are currently dating? Let's just say you guys have been dating 3 to 6 months, and this person, they're really feeling you. They see themselves spending life with you, and they have talked about different things with you in conversation to let you know that they are serious and they want to enter a relationship with you. But God has said your God ordained spouse is coming back next week. What are you going to do? Are you going to abandon the promise that God has been giving you for so long and be with this new person? Or are you going to hurt this new person? Are you going to hurt this new person that has been investing time into you, that has probably been investing money into you when you guys go out? How fair is that? How fair is that? And the reason that I can ask you this and say this, because God gave me a dream about this over a year ago. Okay. And I was dating a really nice looking guy. Really nice. Oh my God, this guy was so handsome. I didn't really know much about the whole God ordained stance, but I was dating this nice guy, and God had already shown me that he wasn't going to be the one for because of certain reasons. But God ended up giving me a dream to show me that this is why I don't want you dating, because somebody is going to get hurt in the situation. He showed me how me and my God ordained spouse was going off. It was time for us to go off and start this new life together. And I had to kiss this other man goodbye. And the man was so sad, just crying for dear life, just crying his eyes out because he didn't want to lose me. But I had to hurt him, and I had to go with who God had chosen for me. We can avoid all of that right now if we just wait on God. If we just wait on God, we can avoid all that. But not only that, I want you to put the shoe on the other foot. Put the shoe on the other foot, and let's just say somebody did that to you. You met a woman or you met a man that was you guys were really feeling each other, going out, going on dates. You had bonded, all these great things. This seemed like somebody you could potentially spend the rest of your life with. And then one day they come and tell you, I can no longer date you because God is calling me to be with somebody else. Or what if you just never hear from them again? Usually if you don't hear from a man or a woman and things have went well between you guys, it was no falling out or anything like that, 9 times out of 10, they have met somebody else, or they've decided to go and live life with somebody else. Something along those lines. So if this happened to you, how would you feel? See, we have to begin to put our feet in other people's shoes and take into consideration how our decisions can make other people feel. And so, if we can avoid intentional hurt, that's what we should be doing, because we are supposed to be men and women of Christ, doing things as God wants us to do. So these are just some things for you guys to think about before you make a decision to go out and date other people. And God has already told you where you are to be, what you are to be doing, what you are to be doing, and where you are to be. The next point: do you really think that God is going to bless you with the promise that he has told you about, and you're out dating other people? Because basically you're telling God that you don't want what he has. You're not serious about what he has. You're supposed to be covering your spouse. You're supposed to be working on yourself. You're supposed to be diving into purpose at this time. We should not be focused on dating other people. Now, if you just flat out said, God, I don't want the marriage promise, I don't want it. This is a conversation that you have to have with God. And I did that in a recent video. That's a conversation that you have to have with God. Okay. And so those are just some things for you guys to think about. And so the other portion of that comment, the person mentioned that the God ordained spouse had gotten fat and they didn't look the same from when they had first met. Number one, in regards to that portion of the comment, I want to know at this stage in the game, what does his heart look like? What has God showed you in terms of where this man is going? Because weight is easy to lose. All of us are going to change at some point in time in our lives. I can tell you for a fact right now, I don't look the same from how when I first met my God ordained spouse, but I have a heart out of this world. And so I know that is something that the Lord has highlighted to my God ordained spouse. Not only that, weight we can lose, okay? And so when you come together with your God ordained spouse, this is part of the role of a spouse where you're helping them to get on a healthy journey, helping them prepare healthy meals, going to the gym with them, walking, giving them encouraging words. So we have to begin to look at the heart, because there are many people out here, and I'll just say, they have really nice bodies. They look good from head to toe, but their spirit is messed up. Their heart is messed up. They have a hard heart. They're out here using people, doing everything under the sun. So we have to begin to look at some of these things when we're talking about looks, when we're talking about dating other people, and God has already told you who you are to be with. So this is a conversation that you have to have with God. If you want to date other people, again, do you really think that God is going to speed things up for you, or are things going to be delayed when it comes to your marriage promise? I'm telling you guys right now, if you think that God is going to allow you to date other people and you're going to keep that marriage promise, everything is going to be delayed until you get on one accord with God, until you get on one accord with God. And so I want to give you guys scripture. Okay. And so First Corinthians 10 and 23 says, I have the right to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. So you have to ask yourself, God has given you the right to make the decision, but you have to ask yourself, how is this going to benefit the promise that God has given me? How is this going to benefit my life by basically going out and dating a counterfeit? Do you know how much hell comes with some of these counterfeits? So you have to make the decision. I can't make the decision. I can only give you my opinion. I can only give you what God gives me. But I can tell you firsthand, if you decide to go against what God has put in place for you, you are either going to lose it or it's going to be delayed. And again, not everything that we do is beneficial for us. So that's just something to think about, guys. This is your girl, Jennifer Lynn, the Crown Jewel, and I will talk with you guys next time.